I still can't believe it. My mom called me last night. She was literally like, I'm at Goodwill now. I found some Star Wars Lego at Goodwill. I'm not sure what it is. She kind of gave me some descriptions. She was trying to describe the sand crawler there. Well, whatever there is, just grab it all. Because she wasn't able to describe like anything else that was here. She gets to my house about a half hour later, and I start helping her unload some of these bags. You can see I got the Goodwill bags right there with some of the tags on them. I start taking them out of her car with her. There's like 2 handfuls, so I helped her grab everything out of the car, and it's pretty dark outside. So I kind of just see some of this black stuff and kind of some of the built stuff in the darkness. Can't really tell what it is. And then I bring it into here to my living room, and I immediately freak out. I am still in disbelief because the first 2 things that I see in 2 of the bags, one bag has the UCS Slave 1, another bag had the UCS Sandcrawler, and then another bag, as I started to open more and more of the bags, I can't remember which order I did it, but I opened up another bag, UCS Tumbler there, with, and then I'll get to the fig story here in a second, because at first, the figures were not in the bags of the main sets that they came in, and then I kept looking through and I was like, oh, and my mom she did mention she saw some Simpsons figures to me on the phone, so I was like, oh, cool, you know, maybe there's some of the CMFs or whatever. Nope, turns out the entire Quickie Mart, or what I hope to be the entire Quickie Mart, there is a lot of miscellaneous parts, like this bag is miscellaneous parts, this bag is miscellaneous parts, and this bag is miscellaneous parts. But on top of all those gigantic sets that are here, we've also got a few smaller, more modest ones. I call them small because in comparison to all these, they are pretty small as far as value and size is concerned. We got the Kylo Ren shuttle and then one of the Resistance X-Wings. But last but not least, as far as the sets, got the Lord of the Rings Tower of Orthanc. This is absolutely insane. Other than that, it was crazy because I started opening up all these sets and I'm like, oh my God, these are amazing. Like, I don't even care if I find the figures or not, because when I opened up the Slave one, it was in a separate bag here. There was no minifigures in that bag. But then I think it was this bag or one of these 2 miscellaneous bags that I started digging through, and I just found bag after bag after bag after bag full of minifigures that went to all these various sets. You can even see there's a bag full of minifigures for those sets as well. But I'm in absolute shock, disbelief, totally expected to wake up this morning and have it all be a dream. That was seriously like the way it all felt in my head. Like I was just like, there's no way that my mom calls me up, finds this deal while she's out and about, and then brings it over, assuming they're complete, right? Used, I think the sum total was $1,700 or something like that, based on Bricklink averages. So they could be a little bit lower, a little bit higher, depending on completeness and all that. But considering all the minifigures are here, that's just kind of tells me that probably 95 to 99% of the parts are there for most of the sets. And on top of that, it's gonna be kind of tough to show you on camera through the bags, but all these minifigures, pristine condition. Even like, this might be hard to show on camera, but even the bricks, like it looks like wherever these were stored, none of them have major amounts of dust on them. And, I am extremely worried to take this apart to part check it. That is one thing that I am definitely, and same with this a little bit, you can already tell. Looks like, I think both of these curved pieces shattered, I can't tell, but you can see there's some shattered dark red there, so I'll have to get those pieces replaced. This one looks like it's chipped a little bit. And oh yeah, no, it's supposed to wrap around even more. So probably both of those curvy pieces are probably broken. I'll have to get those replaced, but that's what I'm really worried about is the big brown, brittle brown behemoth there. Brittle brown behemoth, say that 3 times fast, right? No. So I'm going to actually, the only sets I'm considering not keeping for myself are the Tumbler, because I'm more of a Marvel guy than a DC guy, but I'm probably gonna keep the Heath Ledger Joker figure, at least, no matter what. And then I love Lord of the Rings, but I haven't decided if I wanna like dive into collecting all the Lord of the Rings sets, because that's just a whole other display in its own. So I'm definitely keeping the Simpsons sets. The Simpsons set is a set that I've been waiting for specifically. People, when they ask me like, hey, do you have the Simpsons set? I'm like, no, not yet. I'm kind of waiting for a good used deal. Like, you know how Lego is. Sometimes you can just find crazy good deals. Was not expecting this good of a deal. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'll show you here. The grand total for all of this, $72.74. Are you kidding me? I was extremely happy to have finally found one of my white whales for, I would have been happy to pay $100 for this, let alone literally probably 20 or less, considering all the sets broken up here and dividing the cost of what I paid. So that I'll definitely be putting together and keeping. The Slave one, I already have a used Slave one, but I still need to part check that Slave one that I bought like a year and a half ago and still haven't gotten to. So I may take parts from this set and make, if my other Slave one needs it, but this one already is gonna need some parts replacing because they're broken. So this set I'll probably rebuild, maybe replace the parts, end up selling it and just buying another older UCS set that I've had my eyes on. This is an opportunity of a lifetime where I'm like, I probably wouldn't have paid resale for that set, and I definitely wouldn't have paid resale for the Simpsons set, and then all these other sets, whether I keep them or not. Like I already have that X-Wing, and I'll probably keep the shuttle based on, like, this is just extra sets for me. Basically, if there's any one of them that I don't want, I can essentially just swap it out for one that I do want. So this is an insane, crazy addition to my collection, because these are, again, sets I might have gotten to buying for resale eventually, but they were sets I really just didn't want to pay resale for at all. So what I'll probably end up doing is, as I'm going through the process of disassembling, part checking, making bricklink orders for replacements, even washing them. They're not that dirty, but I might still end up washing a few of them. But I want to take this opportunity to, in another video, have the whole process documented, so that way you can kind of see, you know, how do you tame the beast of getting all of this organized, part checked? How do you get the replacement parts? You know, more avid Lego fans will know how to use Bricklink, but I like to make my content specifically for anybody and everybody who may or may not know this information and may feel a little overwhelmed by taking on a project like this or something similar, maybe half the size, a quarter of the size. It all can be very overwhelming with Lego because there's so many pieces just in one set. So definitely watch out for that. I'm gonna get started on this hopefully as soon as I possibly can. It's gonna be a lot of just diligent sorting and working and figuring out what's missing, if it is missing. I'm guessing there's at least a few missing pieces per set, but for the most part, I mean, just based on, like I said, how complete everything is on the minifigure end, and how, I mean, it looks like most of it's there, and it doesn't look like I'm gonna be out on anything too insane other than those broken pieces. And I think there was one or two broken brown pieces already, but that's gonna be a very delicate process. So I hope to see you guys. I hope this was, I don't wanna say helpful, but hopefully it was interesting. I don't wanna try to make anyone jealous, but like, this is the deal of my lifetime. Like, I've gotten some good deals before, but I've never got anything like this. So I always like to share. My excitement is hopefully your excitement, and I will see you guys on the next one.